everybody, it's Jason over at Madison Garden. Most of you know us for our wings, our pizza, burgers, and our huge selection of beer. However, some of you may not know that we have a great inventory of Kentucky's finest bourbons and rye. We have the largest selection of whiskey at any restaurant in Madison County, and we do this because we know that we love bourbon and you do too. It's hard to snag a bottle of many of the finest bourbons, so we really pride ourselves in making them available to the community for you and your friends to try out new and rare bottles. That being said, we really are happy to introduce the 2018 Van Winkle Family Reserve line here at Madison Garden. I'd like to go through these, each one, and tell you a little bit about them. The first one I have here is Old Rip Van Winkle. It's a 10-year bourbon and it's bottled at 107 proof. Now this is bottled just about at barrel proof for this. They just add a little bit of water after it's done aging and before it goes into the bottle. So when you open this bottle and smell it, it's got some vanilla, some caramel, a little bit of pecan and oak. When you taste it, it's smooth and mellow, but it's really got a heavy wheat taste that you would find in the Wellers and some of these other Pappy Van Winkles. That's because they use wheat instead of rye in most of their mash bills for these bourbons. There's a little bit of cherry, some oak, and then when you finish it, it's got a long finish, as do most of these, with smokiness and a little bit of fruit and spice, and that oak is still in there. It's a great bourbon. So the next one we have is the Van Winkle Special Reserve 12-year. It's a medium proof at 90.4. When you smell it, it's got some mango, which is surprising, a little bit of cocoa and peach. When you taste it, you can really taste some honey, so it's a little bit sweeter. It's got oak and tobacco. The finish is dry and lingering. It lasts a little while, but it's really good after dinner type of bourbon, or if you're going out for a nightcap, this is the go-to if you're going to try Pappy Van Winkle. So the next one I have, they didn't make last year, but they did this year. This is the Van Winkle Family Reserve Rye. It's 13 years old, and it's one of the oldest ryes on the market. They usually don't make them 13 years old. The proof is 95.6. So again, a medium proof, but since it's a rye, you're going to taste those spices a little bit more heavier. When you smell it, there's some aromas of chestnut, vanilla, again, spice, a little bit of fruit, and of course when you drink it, you'll get vanilla and spice, a little bit of cocoa, not too much fruit on this one. It finishes really long, really nice, warm finish, as with most ryes. But this one is different because it's got some caramel in the finish, a little bit of oak and spice. The next one I've got is the Pappy Van Winkle 15-year reserve. It's 15 years old, 107 proof. So this one is more corn taste and smell. So when you open it up and you smell it, you get corn and caramel and vanilla. You can think like caramel kettle corn. That's what I would think. I had that recently and it really reminded me of this. It really tastes like leather and fruit when you get down to it. A little bit of oak, prunes and apricots, some raisins maybe, but not much tobacco that you would expect. But it's a really smooth finish for 107 proof. It's really nice finish on there. Alrighty, and of course, last but not least, Pappy Van Winkle 20-year. So this has been hailed by many as the best bourbon in the world. It's 20 years old and 90.4 proof. So it's going to be super smooth. It's really soft on the nose when you smell it. You do get citrus and a really heavy oak. I mean, this has been in the barrel for 20 years, so you're going to smell and taste oak. But when you taste it, it's incredibly smooth. I mean, this is, even at 90.4 proof, you think it's gonna be smooth. This drinks like an 86 proof with the smoothness. It's great. It's amazing. Again, citrus on the palate, a little bit of fruit, a little bit of vanilla. And to finish it off, it's a very, very long finish. You get your money's worth on this one. It really coats your mouth and it lasts a long time with heavy oak, then sherry at the end, which is really surprising, but it's really good. Really, really, really good. I can see why people will say that this is the best bourbon in the world. It's excellent, and I'm really, really shocked to have it. I'm glad that we were able to offer it to you. So we've got some really delicious stuff, and we're really happy to have the opportunity for you to try it. We sell shots of each bourbon, or you can choose 3 different bourbons, whiskeys, or ryes to try in a smaller portion as a bourbon flight. I'm always happy to talk bourbon with you, so please ask for me when you come in, and I'll gladly help you with your selections or answer any questions you might have. You can only get this kind of selection here at Madison Garden, and we are so happy to be able to offer it and offer this exclusivity to all of you, our great customers. For 37 years, you guys have been great. We want to make sure that you guys are able to try and taste this stuff. So you guys have access. Come out here and try some new stuff. Thank you so much for watching, and stay on the lookout for more talk about bourbon here at the Garden. And I hope to see you soon.